Kori took the chance to survey his new hunting grounds, the tarnished city of boars. Even Dulkvit seemed like a greater sight in comparison. What remained of the city's original appearance were the burned husks of former houses yet to be knocked down, left there to remind those imprisoned here what the Empire was capable of. Old skulls lined the streets on pikes. Kori noticed random carts placed along the road, perhaps materials and items taken from prisoners. The Devil Bearer decided to scale down from the wall onto the road. Carefully, he approached one of the carts. What he saw inside the carts were not items taken from homes. It was corpses filled to the brim. Their bones had been broken to make folding and placing them into the carts easier. The victims were bruised and torn open from lashings. It seemed to crease around, almost in a pattern. Their skin had bloated, and lumps dotted along their battered bodies. The lumps were moving. The skin split, and the head of a scurrying rat, its snout coated red with strands of muscle dangling from its open maw, hissing as it flailed and clawed out of the woman it had been eating. It scampered away towards another corpse, looking to gorge itself on the maggots writhing on the other body. Kori backed away to steady himself. His eyes darted to other carts, placed all over the road. So many of them.
Where do you think you're going?
Voices, an older man. Kori dove out of sight behind the cart. He peeked over, spotting a little girl covered in dirt and scars. "Where's my brother?" the girl shouted. The man smacked her down onto the dirt.
I'll show you,
the man snarled. The foreman grabbed the hair of the little girl, about to crack her head open, when his hand was stopped by a vice-like grip. Kori slammed his fist into the man's jaw, knocking him down. When the foreman looked up, he saw a cloaked teenager glaring coldly at him with teal-colored eyes.
"Monsters, every one of you,"
spoke the Devil Bearer, his voice echoing like the haunting moans of earthbound specters. Kori leaped onto the foreman before he had a chance to rise. Kori swung away the man, keeping him on the ground. His strikes gathered blood that coated his fists, creating the squelching ambience for the foreman's farewell. The vibrations along his knuckles as they contacted the skin, the bone yielding way to the hefty strikes. The pleas for mercy, crying, disrupted Kori's focus. The Devil Bearer turned around to see the girl, terror and tears prominent in her eyes. Teal eyes faded, and Kori reined himself in. The girl had seen enough of this barbarity to last a lifetime. He will not add to it. He stepped away from the foreman, who still managed to cling to life. Kori lowered himself to her level. Able to see her easier now, he could spot old cuts along her face. Her hair was missing in places, looking like it had been ripped out. She only had a sack, common to store flour, to cover her body. Despite it, Kori could tell she was rail-thin underneath. "I will not hurt you," Kori said softly. It was difficult to rid himself of anger with the sight before him, but he strived to remain calm. He took off his hood and mask, revealing his face to her. "My name is Kori. What's yours?" The girl was too nervous to speak. "That's okay. You don't need to tell me." Kori smiled gently. She was shaking. Kori summoned a pelt out of his talisman, one he had kept in case of any emergencies. He held it out for her. Slowly, the girl moved closer, snatching the pelt from Kori's hand and quickly moving back. She wrapped herself in the pelt, stilling her chills. "I heard you were looking for your brother." The girl nodded. "Can you tell me what he looks like? Maybe Maybe I can find him, he offered. She shook her head, and more tears started to form. They told me he was here. The girl's voice was tiny and aching. You know what this place is? Kori asked quietly. The girl gave a shaky nod. Kori could hear shouting further up the street. The guards may have noticed their missing comrade. The devil bearer remained calm, trying to prevent the girl from panicking. Do you wish to leave? Kori asked. The girl walked over to Kori. Her voice came out quiet and desperate. Please. The devil bearer lifted her into his arms, placing her on his back. The shouting from the guards was getting louder. They were closer. Hang on tight.